And I know you're going to love Robert Kay. Please welcome.
Well, thank you so much. I want you to know I'm scared to death. Normally when I play, I do a lot of playing in restaurants and cocktail parties and backyard barbecues, and people are eating and talking, and they may listen to me and they may not. I'm not used to this being a concert kind of thing, and it frightens me. And you may find that hard to believe, but my wife is looking at me, she's going, "What's going on?" I said, "I'm scared to death." So, and I've been thinking about you folks a lot the last few days as I've been approaching this with a little bit of trepidation. And this morning, now we live down in Colwood, down near Esquimalt Lagoon. So this morning I drove my van down to the beach and was sitting there worrying. And I wrote this song. So you're the first ones to get to hear it. I hope I can remember it. Thank you for coming out to hear me play. I've been thinking about you all day, wondering if the things I plan to do would strike a chord with you. But I've got some things I'd like to say, and some songs to share that I love to play. I hope the magic that I feel comes shining through when I sing these songs I love for you. But I can only share what's in my heart. So I wrote this little song as a way to start. And again, this time that we will share, to get to know each other if we dare. Thank you for coming out to hear me play. I've been thinking about you all day. Thank you so much. Now, I've always been part of a group. Usually the bass singer in a group. And it's only recently that I've done this. So where I'm the singer. And so I'm a bit of a late bloomer. I'll be 70 in May, and interesting, at my age, you're supposed to be losing the top end of your voice. You know, you lose the high notes. I got more high notes now than I ever had before. Maybe later I'll show you. Well, back when I was first learning to play the guitar, which I was in my early 20s, when I first picked up the guitar, I had decided to give up the idea of becoming a pro football player. And so I picked up a guitar. My dad had started the music business, and it was the showroom for the business was in the basement of our house, in my old bedroom. And on the wall was hanging this pan guitar, made in Korea, crappy guitar. It looked beautiful, had a great paint job. It was terrible. I didn't know it was terrible, but I took it down and learned a few chords and started to play. But then about a couple years later, I heard this song on the radio, and I went, "Oh man, that's the style of guitar playing I want to learn how to do." And so I found a teacher, and I learned how to play. This teacher's name was Sherman Sheldon. Anybody know Sherman? Yeah, he's a sort of eccentric guy, but a wonderful guitar player. Anyways, so he taught me my first lessons in how to do this. And so this is that song. It's a James Taylor song. made put an end to you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to. Oh, I seen fire and I seen rain. I seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Oh, won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. You just got to see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand, and I won't make it any other way. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. I've been walking my mind to an easy time, my back turned toward the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Well, there's hours of time on the telephone line, talking about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines and pieces on the ground. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Thought I'd see you one more time again. Just a few things coming my way this time around. Thought I'd see you, fire and rain. Now, if you know the story of that song, you know that like the first verse was about a friend of his who committed suicide, and the second verse is about when he was in rehab, drug rehab, going through that, and the third verse is when he's thinking about his very first band, which is called The Flying Machine, that broke up and was not good. And then after that he went to England, and that's where he got discovered. And it's a sort of a sad song. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. And he had a very good friend by the name of Carole King. Carole really loved James. They never were a couple, but it was sort of like this brother and sisterly love, and she just adored him. And when she heard this song, she said, I gotta write an answer to that. And so she wrote another song that he ended up recording too. It's called You've Got a Friend. Close your eyes. keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking upon your door. You just call out my name. If you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't it good to know that you got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you, they'll desert you, they'll take your soul if you let them on. Don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a friend. You got a friend. Ain't it good to know you got a friend? Thank you so much. Well, I used to play a lot with a piano player, and guy's name was Darcy Phillips. Darcy is also Jan Arden's piano player, and he was amazing. He could play anything. And when I do my loungy, restauranty stuff, I have a song list that I hand out that's got nearly 300 songs in it, all different genres. There's jazz and blues and folk and rock and roll and pop. And Darcy could play it all, and it was great. Then one day I had a gig and I tried to book him, and he said, "Sorry, Bob, Jan called, I'm gone." And it wouldn't matter. You could have a gig tomorrow lined up, and if Jan Arden called, he was gone. And he said, "Look, I'm playing with Jan, I'm playing with these other, some other people, and I'm just so busy, and I'm not reliable. You need to get another piano player." And I looked around, and there were no other piano players. There's nobody else around who could sort of do what he did. And I went, how am I going to solve this problem? And but I have a studio at home, and I do recording, and so I could make my own backing tracks, which I really need. I can do the guitar stuff okay, but when I play my saxophone, I can't play another instrument because the saxophone likes singing, right? So I can't play another instrument while I'm playing it, so I needed to do that. So I'm going to cheat tonight, and we're going to do that. I'm going to do a song that I've sung for probably 45 years, and until recently I never knew the lyrics to it. The reason that I never knew the lyrics to it was I was sung it in a group, and I was the bass singer, and my part was we're not going to do that version. We're going to do the original, something closer to the original version. Oh, I start with this on guitar. Standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without any love of my own. appeared before me. The only love my heart could ever hold. I heard someone whisper, please, adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without any love of my own. So there's an interesting thing about how I got playing the saxophone. I had played saxophone, baritone saxophone in high school really badly, and I quit in grade 11, discovering I couldn't read the music. I'm mildly dyslexic, and I couldn't read the charts. And I didn't know that's what it was back then, but I just knew I was having troubles. So I quit to play sports and become a football player. And I didn't pick it up again. I played for a year and a half in vintage rock and roll band. I played the sax for, our sax player left. He went away to school, and we couldn't find another sax player who would play that style of music. It was like all four chords and all. Sax players wanted to play jazz. And so I got a saxophone. We own a music store, so I got a saxophone, and I learned to play. That's kind of what I did. Mostly it was used as a prop. So when I stopped playing in that band, I didn't do anything with it again until. How many of you remember Chris Palmer? Any of you remember Chris? So Chris was out here a few years ago. He got diagnosed, he was living in Winnipeg at the time, and he got diagnosed with terminal cancer. And so he decided, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna max out my credit cards, I'm going back to Victoria, where he lived here for a while before, where I loved it, and he came out and he stayed, he lived with Mark and I for a month. And I took him to every jam in town. Chris was a session harmonica player in England before he came out here. And so I was watching him play the harmonica, and every time I was hearing him do all this similar licks after you listened to him for a long time, you sort of get what he's doing. And every time they changed keys, he would just grab another harmonica. And I can do what he's doing on his harmonica on the saxophone. Problem is, I have to learn to play in every key on the saxophone because I can't keep switching. So I had inherited this sax from my dad, who in the 50s, 60s, and early part of the 70s was the tenor sax player in town. Any big show that came through, he's the guy that got the call. And so I would go in my van, I'd go down to the Spit by Squamish Lagoon, where I wrote that first song, and I would play scales for 3 hours a day. I didn't want to inflict it on Mark. So I did that for about 5 or 6 months. And started to get so that I could play along with the radio and my hands knew where to go. Because, after a while, I didn't know key was in, but my hands did. It was a very weird feeling. And so then I started learning all these old jazz tunes. The interesting thing is, I really started to learn in September. And my father passed away that November, and he never heard me play. And it's his horn that I play. And I have since felt his presence. I had when I was playing out at Maddox Farm. I was sitting there, and you sit there, you're playing across from the restaurant, and I could swear my mom and dad were sitting on the roof, listening to me. I'm grinning their faces up. It was a bizarre feeling, but I know he smiles when he hears me play. And as a kid, I heard him play this song many times. Let's rewind that.
Turn the backing track down a bit too.
Yeah, okay, well, we will. I gotta reboot here. My little control went away there it is. Okay. I wanted to sing a few songs that I wrote now for you. I give up my song list, it's got all my originals at the end of the song. It's very seldom do people ask me for them. but occasionally someone does. So, I want to start out with a sort of this is a very dark song. And this is sort of a personal, or it's very personal to me because this is about a time, this song was written at a time in my life when I was not doing too well. You ever driven your car and hit a patch of black ice and you hit the brakes and nothing happens? You know, you just keep going and you have no control, you turn the wheel, nothing happens. Sometimes in our lives get away from us like that, and I was at that point where I could feel my sanity sort of slipping away into this self-destructive stuff, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop it. There was nothing I could do. And this song that I wrote was sort of my cry for help at that time, which is why it's kind of dark, but at the same time, there's a hopeful side to it, because I'm here. And the next song I sing after it will tell you why, how that happened. But, you see, do I want to do? No. We'll just do the day that I was probably the worst day of my life. And if what happened next hadn't happened, I don't know that I would be here today. That was the night I met Mark. I'd been Cornerstone, the group that I sang in, the a cappella group, had been doing a show, and part of the contract we had was they were going to have an afterglow party, and we had to sing at the afterglow party. So I had to go to this thing. I would have not gone otherwise. And I was in the dumps. I was not. So this girl comes and taps me on the shoulder and says, "I bought you a drink." And I thought, I was sitting beside one of the other guys in the group, I thought she tapped both of us on the shoulder and said, "I bought you guys a drink." And so I went up to the bar to get a Coke, a Diet Coke. And he said, "Oh, that'll be $2. And so I said, "Oh, okay." So I got $2 out. And she comes running up and she says, "No, this is the guy. This is the guy." And she said, "You don't remember me, do you?" I used to be your bank teller. And then I was at one of your concerts, and you got down on one knee and held my hand. We used to do a song called Little Darling, and I would go find some poor unsuspecting woman in the audience, get down on my knee and hold her hand and go, "My darling, I need you to be my girl and never do wrong." She said, "You held my hand, and I didn't wash it for a week." If she hadn't done that, I would have never picked up the cue, because I was not in the headspace to do it. But I go, oh, she likes me. And we sat and we talked until the room was empty, and they kicked us out. But there was an afterglow party, and so we went to that. And we sat and we talked and talked and talked some more. And then when we said goodnight at about 3 in the morning, we hugged. And when we hugged, I went, "Wow, there you are, I've been looking for you." And I knew it was her. So that's what this song is about. This song I wrote this for our 20th anniversary. And when our kids called us later and said, "We just did the math, it was only 19 years, you guys." So. So 19 years later, I wrote a song about that night. It's been many years since that night. You stole my heart, you saved my life. You honored me and became my wife. I've tried to honor you as we've gone together through the years. We've had some laughs, we've shared some tears. We have shared each other's fears. I'd like to say to you, you make me so glad for all the happy years that we've had. It's been a fact from the very start. We're joined together at the heart. When I saw your face, but it was with that first embrace that everything fell into place, and I knew you were for me. Now the flames don't go quite so high, there's still a warm glow that satisfies. I love the look in your eyes when you look at me. You make me so glad for all the happy years that we've had. It's been a fact from the very start. We're joined together at the heart. You make me so glad for all the happy years that we've had. It's been a fact from the very start. We're joined together at the heart. So we're just moving, and Mark fell before Christmas and broke her ankle coming down the basement stairs. So when she had to have it all screwed back together, she was in the hospital for a week. While she was in the hospital, I moved our king-size bed down into my studio, down in the basement. When she came home and got in the bed, she said, "I'll make this better than our bedroom." So now we're downsizing, moving into the basement, and we discovered, instead of her being at one end of the house and me at the other, we're in the same room. and because I moved our recliners down and put a TV on the wall, and we like being together. It's really nice. So not everyone does. I know that not everyone feels that way, but we do. So this is a song that I wrote. It's the title song to my one of the CDs I've got there, the white one with a red heart on it. And it was me contemplating about all the different experiences I had in my life and what the lessons were I decided to take from them. You know, you can't always just, control what happens. You only can control what you take away from it. And so that was the thought I had when I wrote this song. It's called Lessons in Love. When I was a boy and I fell and skinned my knee, who was it then that looked out after me? Who did I run to when I was hurt and sad? I counted on my mother for the answers that she had. She taught me lessons in love, lessons in love. Of all the things she taught me, the ones I think most of are the lessons in love. I met a girl and fell in love, made her my wife, thought I'd make her happy for the rest of her life. Long nights she'd wait for me while all the time she prayed, while she waited patiently for me to mend my selfish ways. She taught me lessons in love, lessons in love. Of all the things she taught me, the ones I think most of are the lessons in love. I became a father, kids climbing on my knee. I remember how completely they put their trust in me. They jumped into my arms from the time that they could crawl. Somehow they knew I would not let them fall. They taught me lessons in love, lessons in love. Of all the things they taught me, the ones I think most of are the lessons in love. Now the years have come and gone, and I look back on my life. I ponder my experience and all the pain and strife. I contemplate my weaknesses and all the failures that I've had. Then I count the lessons learned, and I don't feel so bad. Life's taught me lessons in love, lessons in love. Of all the things life's taught me, the ones I think most of are the lessons in love. Lessons in love. Lessons in love. which was interesting, singing out in the a cappella, because when I started singing, my lowest note was a low E on the guitar. That was the lowest note I could sing. Now it's so I can almost get down to an A. Depends on the day. But my voice really dropped from 15 years of singing bass in an a cappella group. So, anyways, after the a cappella, I didn't do anything. I didn't sing, I didn't play, I did nothing musical for over a decade. And when I finally picked up my guitar again, the very first song that I played was this one. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to do one more of my originals for you. So this one, I wrote for my two oldest daughters. Some of you have heard this story before. You want to hear a joke before I do it? I got a great joke to tell you. So, Franklin and Wilma were a couple. They were getting on in years, but they both loved to golf. And they were on their way to the golf course one day. They were driving in their car, got hit head on by a semi-trailer tractor, and they were killed instantly. They went to the pearly gates, and St. Peter met them and said, we're so glad you're here. And so Franklin and Wilma were ushered in, and he said, let me show you your mansion in heaven. And so he took them and said, check the backyard out. Go look at the back gate. The back gate, there's a first tee of the championship golf course is right there, right on your back gate. And every week, it switches to a new golf course. Another championship golf course. Franklin's going, holy cow, this is so cool. And then he says, oh, come on in and have a look around the house. And they get into the dining room, and Franklin's looking, and he's spread on the table. There's all the food, the roast beef and the fried chicken and all the things he loves that he's been allowed to eat forever. And he's starting to get really agitated. And the more he looks, the more angry he's getting. And Wilma turns to him and says, Franklin, what's going on? And he said, you and your damn bran muffins, I could have been here 10 years ago. Excuse me a minute. It's like magic. Those squiggly lines are actually words. I've been remembering my little girls. Oh, I didn't tell you a story about this. So when my girls were little, their mom loved to sew. And so she would dress them up like Bo Peep and do their hair in ringlets. And my oldest daughter, she's full grown now, she's 4'11". She was so tiny as a little kid. She was still like a little China doll. And she had a favorite book. And her book was James and the Giant Peach. And you remember that children's book? And her little sister's book was Curious George. And I would read those books to them. And we would sit at the piano and we would play, what song would you teach your kids to play on the piano? Heart and Soul. And on Sunday afternoons, we'd watch the Lawrence Welk show. Remember Lawrence Welk? Champagne music, do you remember that? And Bobby and Sissy would be dancing and my daughters would want to dance. So I'd get down on my knees in the living room and they'd get up on their toes and we would dance around the living room together. And that's where the idea for this song came from. I've been remembering my little girls, all dressed up in petticoats, ribbons and curls. The time has long passed, but the feeling's still there. Cherished memories of long ago, times that we shared. When we sit at the piano, we played heart and soul, talked about giant peaches and curious George. We'd hear champagne music and dancing we'd go. Me way down on my knees, you way up on your toes. It's hard to imagine a more pure love. You are my blessings sent down from above. Feelings still linger though you are all grown and become women with kids of your own. Oh, Daddy, dance with me, please. Oh, I got down on my knees. Life marches on, and sometimes there's a cost, and we all shed tears over paradise lost. But the story's not over, and I always knew there'd be happy ending for me and for you. Life seldom turns out the way that we planned. We can always return to that love that we had. When we sit at the piano, we played heart and soul, talked about giant beaches and curious shores. We'd hear champagne music and dancing we'd go. Me way down on my knees, you way up on your toes. We'd sit at the piano, we played heart and soul, talked about giant peaches and curious shores. We'd hear champagne music and dancing we'd go. Me way down on my knees, you way up on your toes. When I get asked for this song quite often, because it suits my voice so well. Crash Test Dummy song. Can you guess? Tarzan wasn't the ladies' man. He just come along and scoop 'em up under his arm like that. Quick as a cat in the jungle. Clark Kent, there was a real gent. He would not be caught hanging around in no jungle scheme. Dumb as an ape doing nothing. Superman never made any money saving the world from Solomon Grundy. Sometimes I despair the world will never see another man like him. Hey Bob, Sooke had a strange job. Even though he would have smashed through any bank in the United States, he had the strength, but he would not. Folks said his family was all dead. Planet crumbled, but Superman, he forced himself to carry on. Forget Krypton and keep going. Superman never made any money for saving the world from Solomon Grundy. Let's sing along. Sometimes I despair the world will never see another man like him. Tarzan was king of the jungle and lord over all the apes, but he could hardly string together 4 words at Tarzan, you Sooke was stopping crimes. I bet he just wished that he could quit and turn his back on men and join Tarzan in the forest. But he stayed in the city, kept on changing clothes and dirty old phone booths till his work was through. There's nothing to do but go on home. Superman never made any money for saving the world from Solomon Grundy. Sometimes I despair the world will never see another man like him. Sometimes I despair the world will never see another man like him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you so much. Off you go, get Mom home. Thank you so much for being here. You stayed almost to the end. Yeah, I've just got a couple more songs here on my little list of. Now it's not like we couldn't stay here all night. I've got 300 songs I can sing. This is my favorite Jim Croce song for you. This is an interesting story that goes with this song. Is that he had booked a gig to play at a junior college down in the States, and he got sick and couldn't do the gig. And but he promised them the next spring he would come back and do it. And in that year, between the time he missed the gig and the time he went back, he became huge and was playing to huge arenas, with thousands of people in the audience. And but he had promised, so he went back to this small university and played to a crowd of about 600 people, and did 6 encores. And this was the last song that he played. And then him and Maury, his guitar player that played with him, went and got into a little 2-engine plane, and it hit a tree at the end of the runway as it took off. And this was the last song he ever played. And he wrote this song for his unborn son. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song called Time in a Bottle. And what a gift it was that he gave this to us. Time in a bottle. The first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the thing you want to do once you fly through. I looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the thing you want to do once you fly through. Around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with. Thank you very much. I'm going to wrap things up now. I'm going to have one last song for you. This is my song I usually end with. I think it's important to say thanks. And, I look at where we live, the area of the world we live in, compared to where most other people live. Here we've had our 3 days of winter. And we have such a peaceful society that we live in. It's not without its little problems, but they're little compared to most of the rest of the world. I figure with 7.5 billion people on the planet, see you guys, Probably 7 billion of them are happily trade places with me. So I figure 7 billion to 1. I won the lottery just because I'm here. And I think it's important to say thanks. I'm a religious guy, so I think if we look around, really look, if men would just stop screwing it up, we have a very wonderful world that we live in. And so I'm going to end tonight with a beautiful song by Louis Armstrong called "What a Wonderful World." I'll do one more. This is my most requested song. It's a Leonard Cohen song. Can you guess? like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the battle king composing, hallelujah, 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 Your faith was strong, but you need proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. Did what you never thought you'd dare. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. From your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Now, baby, I've been here before. I've seen these walls and I've walked these floors, and well, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I saw your flag on the Marble Arch. But love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 I did my best, but it wasn't enough. cause addiction